Alright, so before anything else, why the fuck does... Wait, why is... Okay, wait, I'm talking to the front of my mic. Okay, good. Before anything else, why the fuck is it that whenever I open up OBS to do stuff, it never defaults to my default mic? And it always says my mic is disconnected. Like, I know that this mic's really finicky and shit, but, like, what the hell? Yeah. That's that out the way. Fuck. So, Cars 2 is a really, really fucking bad movie. Cars 2 is, it's so bad. Also, this is the wrong shaders pack. I thought this is like the really weird glitchy one. This is my main shaders pack. I was fucking around with different shaders packs earlier because I wanted to, and my computer kind of shits itself when I'm recording and playing Minecraft, or like I'll run perfectly fine if like I'm just playing on my own with like Spotify and shit, but then like for some reason I turn like my shaders pack and like, or I'll play with my shaders pack on my own and stuff, and I go to like Discord and my whole thing like shits itself. And I know it's because like my PC's old. Or I wouldn't say it's old, it's not too old. I mean, like, you can look at my specs right here, and I'm using stuff like sodium. You know, I don't have the greatest PC right now. I'm planning on upgrading during Black Friday, or maybe during, or no, I'm gonna upgrade it during Black Friday. What the fuck else would I upgrade it? When else would I do it? I mean, I guess Christmas and Christmas deals, but I don't know. I'm probably gonna be really broke for Black Friday, but that's a whole other thing. Anyway, Cars 2. Was that what I was gonna do this video on? Was it gonna be on Cars 2? Because I had this idea for this video for like a while. Not like a while, like today. This is like a very spur of the moment sort of thing. I think I might just title it Cars 2 is a really, really bad movie, and then clickbait everybody into watching, what are these called? Commentary? Yeah, commentary video. That's what the word I'm looking for is. Wow, this is really shitting itself. I mean, it's not like, it's like I said, it's not atrocious, but I mean, especially because, like, I'm by my base. You see how many goddamn whoa. What the hell? I have Malilib installed? I thought I removed Malilib. Why did it open up Malilib? But why did it... What is the... Okay, anyway. I mean, you can see how many entities are here. Can I... How do I check entities? I don't feel like looking through all that. You know what? We're just gonna disable shaders for right now, because, like, why not? Turn all this up, and you know what? It'll be getting really fancy in this bitch. Y'all fuck with my texture pack? And people kind of like, a lot of my friends dog on me for my texture pack, because, like, I'm using, where do I see it in this? I don't, oh wait, it's here, you stupid idiot. I'm using Faithful. I've always used Faithful since like a child, because I just always loved it. I'm very big on, like, kind of not making my Minecraft super not Minecrafty. I'm like that sort of pretentious about Minecraft. I forgot to grab water. That's what I meant to do. Anyway, I'm gonna kill these chickens really quickly. Boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom. Alright. Where am I gonna... Do I need more... I don't really know what materials I'm gonna use for this build yet. I could carve it out in there, or I can... So what I'm planning on doing right now is I am... Hi, Pink Sheep. You are not naturally spawning. Oh, I would have been so sick. Alright, now you're dead. What I'm planning on doing right now is... I got this mod called the Essentials mod that allows my friends to join the server without having to, like, put it on, like, hosting and shit. I don't have to rock out on the Turnos or buy my own server, and I'm not port forwarding. I have very bad port forwarding trauma since from being a young boy, figuring out how to port forward, and it bricked my laptop. So if you say, like, there's... Oh, you can't see them from up here. That's so weird. But... Oh, wow. Do beds work like chests where you have to be 64 blocks away for it to show up? Huh. But yeah, these 3 beds and like 2 of these cats are my friends because they were on the server yesterday. And honestly, I doubt like any of them are gonna play on here ever again. But I figured it would be nice, since I'm trying just to have a bunch of friends hop on my like survival world, to make a space for them. So I was thinking about, whoa, building like a guest house. And I was originally gonna do like, I was gonna build like a big guest house like over this way. But conceptually, with the theming of my world, this is like my whole area. You know what I mean? Like I want to expand this village at some point. You know, get rid of all that water. You know, destroy, just terraform the entire planet. But I think it'd be a cool idea, since this is like a guest house for my friends. There's my house right there. It's kind of small, but it's cozy. I barely ever use it anyway. But building a guest house into the mountain, because I eventually want to terraform this entire mountain to be like a workspace for me. Like, you see, we have all like the sheep farms and shit. I mean, they're gonna build a bunch more sheep farms for every single color. And this is a little excessive, yeah, but also like, it's my world, not yours. Eat a dick. But I'm just scared that carving something into there will ruin biblically accurate Minecraft. Carving something in here might ruin what I have going on over here. But I don't want my friends to live too far from me. We could like build it out over here, low key. That's kind of just my area where I grow random trees and shit. Because I think every Minecraft world has to have that. I guess that's the plan. Also, yeah, there's my mob grinder. And yes, I did use a schematic for this. And yes, I did just not build the schematic and just place that there. Because, you fuck off, I'm telling a story. Because over there, that's one I used the schematic for. And guess what? It doesn't work. And I was very angry. So I just was like, fuck this. And then built one in the sky like that. I forgot who made the schematic. Hey, Enderman. I should probably put my chestplate on, huh? Well, can y'all stop, like, hitting me? Whoa, wait a minute. What am I doing? Yo, why the hell is my food not in my, like, the first part of my inventory? What the hell's going on? Why is my shield not... Please don't. God damn it. Oh, this is a big mistake. How far are we into this recording? Because I have to start talking about something. I think I probably already lost most of the viewer retention here. Ah, shit. Oh, no, I lost all the viewer retention. What am I ever going to do? What am I ever going to do? No, no, no. No, I lost the viewer retention. I guess... I was going to talk about Cars 2, but I kind of don't want to talk about Cars 2. I can also just restart the recording. It's been 8 minutes. I'm really good at just talking. I should have become a YouTuber sooner. What the fuck? That's probably the plan. So, I'm back. This is just gonna be one long jumpy recording. I just watched back the entire first part of this recording, and I'm like, one, I thought my voice was a lot more higher pitch, and it wasn't. I'm not saying I have like the deepest voice ever, although I guess it is pretty deep. I take vocal lessons on my college campus, and like last semester, I have to sneeze. Oh dear God. Oh dear God. Oh dear God. I just sneezed. I had to mute my mic for you guys. Don't worry. I'm a very, very kind soul. At least I think I am. We're gonna feed these up here. What the fuck? Okay. Lock in. Yeah, I do vocal lessons at my school, and my professor's like, you have a very, very deep voice. And I'm like, really? I feel like everyone thinks I'm like, I sound like a twink or like gay. A twink or like gay. But yeah, I looked back at the video, maybe because I wasn't talking all that much enthusiasm, but like, yeah, wow, my voice was like a lot deeper than I remember it being, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, also I figured out that the first part of the recording was in 2080 by 720, so now this second half is in 1980 by yup, the other the 1980 by 1080. There we go. I'm smart. So I'm going to talk about Cars 2. No, I scrapped that idea. You know, I was thinking like, okay, when I continue this recording, I know what I'm going to talk about. And then I started back up again, and wow, I don't remember what I was going to talk about. And I have no spruce saplings. But you know what? That's okay. I have a mother who loves me. And that's all I need. But also I need spruce wood. And I don't remember where a spruce biome is. We're going to go find it. I have no inspiration or ideas for whatever the hell I'm planning on doing with this guest house. But I kind of know where I want to build it. So we're just going to go. I'm supposed to be a commentator. I'm supposed to be a commentary YouTuber. What the hell's going on? I am supposed to be a commentary YouTuber. Yeah, right. Now, looking back at that video, I didn't realize how many mannerisms I picked up from my girlfriend. Oh my god, I just revealed a piece of personal information on the internet. I'm gonna kill myself. Yeah, there's so many mannerisms I picked up from my girlfriend, like the repeating myself and pointing out like hypocrisy thing. I think is really like that little thing I do. I picked that up from my girlfriend. I don't know if I picked it up from my girlfriend. I picked it up from me, and I picked it up from them. It's so weird how that works, right? I forgot what the study was called, but there was like a study going on about like the more times you hear something, the more you begin to like it. Which makes so much sense. I think that's why I think Ice Dancer by Blade is a good album, and I don't like any other album by Blade. But I think that's such an interesting phenomenon. Like, I love, one of my friends is in a relationship, and I'm so happy for him. He was a very, very sad and depressed human being before he got into this relationship, which I say that with the utmost love. He's a very, very sweet guy who was dealt a very, very shitty hand in life. And that friend of mine, he listens, he's not like, you know, he doesn't have like his own like super defined music taste. Like, he isn't like, oh my god, bro, like, I love like Drain Gang and all this new underground. I don't know why I'm using Drain Gang as an example. What the hell? But you know, he's not like a super like, you know, like he's probably never gonna buy like merch from an artist and like be that dedicated. You know, he's not gonna be like, oh yeah, I'm part of this dude's fandom, I listen to like everything by them. But he's very, you know, like, I like what I like, you know. He's like one of those sort of people. I like what I like. He has a taste, but he's never super like hardcore music analyst. Just a very casual music enjoyer, which is awesome. I guess if you can tell by the other videos on this channel. Actually, I don't know. Is that clear? Is that clear? How much in lore am I keeping? Oh my god, what the hell was that? What the hell was that? I just felt something graze my calves. My big, strong calves. My muscles are just so big. 6 foot, by the way. It's not funny. Shut up. It's not funny. But yeah, like my story, oh, what? Oh wait, I use water to get out of powdered snow, don't I? I'm so smart. Alright, I give up. I'm leaving. But he's, oh my god, where was I? Oh yeah, he's been dating this girl, give or take a year and a half, maybe 2 years? I don't know. She's such like an integral part of like his life now, it's crazy. But, you know, my boy, what exactly is his taste per se? He likes alternative hip hop. So like, you know, he's super big into like Jid, which just to be clear, I put him on to everything he's ever liked. So, know that his taste extends to mine, and I just have a way better and more vast one. You know, he likes Jid, and he's really into Smino, Denzel Curry. That's my favorite artist of all time. Don't ever hate Denzel. You know, he's really into like Denzel and you know that sort of stuff. He starts dating this girl, and she got him into like, or you know, like he'll pick up his girl and they'll go wherever, and she's like, "Can I get the aux? Can I get the aux?" And he's like, "Yeah, sure." You know, she's really into like New Jeans and what's the other K-pop group she really likes? She likes Stray Kids. Yeah, those are two I can remember. She's like Stray Kids, New Jeans. Really likes Camelia Cabello. Is that her name? Camelia? I don't remember the girl's name, but into stuff like that. And me and my boy, we go hang out this one time recently, and he puts on like his playlist on shuffle, and then fucking New Jeans comes on, and he doesn't. One, he's around me, so he doesn't feel like embarrassed to like listen to New Jeans with me, you know. I'm like, "You're listening to New Jeans willingly?" And he's like, "Yeah, you know, like my girl plays it all the time in the car and stuff like that, so I have to get used to it." And honestly, I really enjoy it. Like, no memes, not like, "Oh, my girl's putting me at gunpoint," but like, I really like the song. I start singing along to it, and I'm like, I think that's just a really sweet thing, you know? I think that's so sweet. I'm a very big sucker for. Maybe one, it's because it's my friend and he's happy, and that makes me really happy. But just like, oh, my boy, you know? How did this, where did this come from? Wait, I was talking about something, then that study came up, and then... What? Hold on, I'm gonna play back the recording. Alright, so I just watched back the recording, I remembered what I was talking about, and then I typed it up in the chat right there, so I don't forget. And... Oh yeah, I looked back at the recording, and both of the times I've stopped this have been, the videos have both been like 8 minutes long, so that's, I just thought that was a really interesting coincidence. But yeah, I've noticed different things I picked up from my girlfriend. I did it earlier. I literally did it in the first part of that video, or the recording, where I was like, I said like I'm supposed to be a commentary YouTuber, then I mocked myself and laughed and was like, yeah, right. And I got that from my girlfriend / maybe they got it from me, and then I stopped doing it, and then I started doing it once I consciously realized they were doing it. And then I talked about that study about hearing something more and more, and then it suddenly becomes part of like your dialect, or it starts to resonate with you. And I started telling the story about my friend. See, I can remember things. I'm not stupid. But yeah, no, I picked up on some things like that. You know, a lot of the vocal stems I've picked up on. If it wasn't clear from this entire thing, I have very, 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 I feel like that's a little bit of exaggeration. I mean, it is, but you know, I have ADHD. Trying to stay on topic is a very hard thing for me. I was supposed to fill this in. Staying on topic is very hard for me, especially when trying to tell stories. Oh god, because I'll think about one detail, and then I'll start thinking about other details, and then more and more details happen, and why is this not broken? And I'll start jumping between stuff and having to backtrack. Little prick. You know, it'd be a lot easier to remember if my girlfriend was a part of these recordings, but Lord knows that shit isn't happening. The way I say has also, I also picked that up from my girlfriend, because they'll be like and then my thing was just saying that comes from them. Or maybe that's a bit that we both came up with. I don't really know. It's so weird hearing me just like talk. Like, I think commentary videos are such an interesting format. One, they're really cool because you just get to talk, and like I'm just so good at that. I'm a fucking dumbass. So I wanted to have it trail this way and then go this way. Or we could probably do like a 2 entrance thing. Maybe. That would be kind of fun. We'll have the path split like right here. Fill in some of this. Okay, boom. But yeah, it's just so interesting just how like the human brain works. I was talking about commentary videos. I was cycling back to a different topic before I remember what I was actually talking about. Yeah, that's such an interesting format. One, I think I really enjoy just hearing people talk. They're really like, I wouldn't say they're mindless content, but like, yeah, it kind of is. You can kind of just shit these out, you know? And I don't watch a lot of commentary YouTubers per se. I think what I really enjoy is like, you know, like those videos that are titled like something cryptic and then it's like a Minecraft, then it's just like people talking over Minecraft footage. I think those, when they're done right, are so cool. Like, I feel like I get a lot out of them, and maybe it's because it's like Minecraft footage, and Minecraft is something that's been so important to me since like a child. I mean, this was like not the first game I got into, you know, everyone remembers the first game that really got them into being a gamer. For me, that was Halo Reach, because I used to play that shit all the time with my brother. I would say Halo Reach was like that gateway game, and then because I just played it with my brother all the time, and that was such like, that's where my love for Halo came from. I got an Xbox One because I wanted to play. I got it the year 2014, the year it came out, and I got it because I wanted to play Halo 4 when it, or not Halo 4, Halo 5 whenever it came out. And I never played Halo 5 until quarantine, so that's when I got Xbox Game Pass, and I played it throughout like the first part of quarantine. And Halo 5, it's a bad game. Everyone knows Halo 5 is a bad game, but I had a lot of fun playing it. Maybe it's because I was 14 years old and I was in quarantine, and like I knew it was a bad game, but for what it was worth, I really enjoyed my time with it. I don't know where this pathing is going. We're just gonna leave it like that. We're gonna leave it. Boom. And now I have no fucking space to build the actual home. Unless we do like a... Ooh, wait, that's a cool idea. See, maybe just like talking helps. Now, y'all may not see the video. Y'all. That's another thing I got from my girlfriend. Y'all. They're Southern. They're from the South. They were born in North Carolina and then they moved to like Florida. So I want to do it. Now I don't want to place the entrance here, but I'll place the entrance somewhere. Maybe like this block. No, you would never catch me saying y'all on any other any circumstance. My girlfriend's from the South, and you know they have a little bit. No, you can take someone out the country, but the country you can take someone out the countryside, but there'll always be the country in them. And I think that's really funny. They wanted me to learn how to do a country accent, so I've been working on it. Maybe I'll do like the rest of this video in a country accent. We're 6 minutes into this part of the recording, and I haven't said jack shit. I need to find something to give this video like a through line, so I would feel at least somewhat competent in putting it out. You know what? We're gonna stick. Okay, so I've been watching a lot of like Rec Rap 2. Shout out Rec Rap 2. I've been getting into a lifesteal SMP at the big bold age of 20. Say what you want about that. I never was like a DSMP kid. Never got into DSMP. The only person from there who I watched was Technoblade. Shout out Technoblade, RIP. And I think, I mean, I would I would consider a lot of Techno's content like commentary videos. You know, he would boot up some Skywars and then just go crazy. And he would live commentate his Skywars stuff too, which, I mean, I guess is probably why I'm doing all this live. I think I mean, Techno had such a commentary voice. Like, in another universe, I could see Techno being like a newscaster, or like on like a radio show. We'll worry about terraforming this when we get done. We're just kind of building a shell of the house right now. I don't want to patch up that entrance, but now I'll consider a lot of what Techno did to be commentary videos, and that isn't a bad thing. I mean, I don't watch all like the corny commentary videos. Like, I could give a fuck about commentary drama YouTubers. I really couldn't care less. I'm fucking 20 years old. I'm 20 years old, and I got on YouTube in 2008. I was like 3 years old because of my cousin. Got me into Ryan Higa and yada yada yada. I guess you could say I'm an old head, whatever the fuck. But I've been watching a lot of Rec Rap's content, and I think Rec Rap is not only is like his main channel stuff so fun and is so fun. I like his personality a lot, in like no parasocial way. But I guess I feel like when you hear me talk and kind of get the idea that this isn't a very parasocial thing. And a big part of me, I mean, I grew up in 2010, bro. Everyone wanted to be a YouTuber. Everyone wanted to do YouTube. The allure of being a YouTuber is so fun. And like way back when I was like 14, I knew a lot of friends who got pretty big on like Twitch and YouTube. And I tried doing YouTube for a little bit when I was like 14, but I was also 14, didn't really know what I was doing, didn't really have a basis for making content. And that's always been something I wanted to dabble in. I've always wanted to just do it in some capacity, whether it was, I never knew what I wanted to make, but I just wanted to do it. And I've always dabbled, but I never gave it like a fair shot. And before you think this is going where you think it's going, this is not me giving it a fair shot. This is as I've aged, I've learned to just kind of hate the internet more and more. And that really sucks, and it really hurts. The internet used to be a fun escape for me. You know, I'm glad to say I wasn't raised on the internet. I think that would be a bad way to put it. But I definitely, early internet, like 2008, and hell, I think the point in time I have most nostalgia for is like pre-quarantine internet. And yes, it's definitely in part of the fact that I was 13. I was a young boy. I was on Discord before it became like the phenomenon that it was, and things were different back then. But as I've just grown up, I've just learned to kind of like just hate the internet, hate what it's become. I've learned, I mean, I have social media stuff, and I'm an artist. I have to have an Instagram page to promote my music, and all of it is so commercialized. But I don't like modern like internet thought. You know what I mean? I don't like internet discussion. I don't like talking about anything online. I sure as hell don't like putting myself out there as a public figure online. It just doesn't sit right with me. And one of my friends, he's also a Minecraft YouTuber. He's very popular. I won't say his name because I don't want to give that away. But he's been doing content since he was like 14, whether it was Minecraft content or like other gaming videos and shit. Where the hell did my shield go? I'll figure it out later. Can all these mobs just like die? He's been doing content for about from like the same age that I started and wanting to do it. I started trying content creation when I was, I want to say like 13, 14. But I don't know where my fucking bow went. And, you know, he got very, very successful. Like, it was only about, what, he would, fuck, I think he started, like, 2016 doing content. I think, you know, he had minor successes in different fields in a couple of random niches, but never went too crazy far with it. I hope that if he sees this video, doesn't take this as, like, insults. I'm kind of just yapping, so let it be. And, you know, he got really popular at some point, and then took a year-long hiatus from making content, and then he just came back and was streaming really heavily and really consistently, and I was, you know, watching it. I haven't, you know, we speak every now and then, but no, we're friends, we speak every now and then, we don't have like a talk everyday relationship, and it was fun, you know, getting to chat it up with him every single day, you know. Since I commute to school, I'd have to come back home. Every time I'd come back home from school, he would be streaming. Or, like, if I wasn't going to work after school, I would peep the chat and be like, yo, what up, and, you know, talk to him and stuff like that. And it gave me a spark to be creative and do content. And I went live on Twitch for the first time since I was 15. And I not to brag, but I had a few couple good Twitch numbers. I was eligible for Twitch affiliate, which, oh wow, affiliate, everyone can get that, but, you know, for a 14-year-old, that meant a lot, especially when everyone who was in my chat was way older than I was. And I was eligible for a Twitch affiliate, and I never actually did it, but I had like a solid, like, 100 and something Twitch subs, or not subs, but Twitch followers, and I had people who backed and supported me on Twitch who were way bigger than I was. But yeah, after, you know, my boy was doing his stuff on Twitch, I decided, you know, I want to do a stream. It got me inspired, reminiscing on the old days, and I went live, and I hated it. I wouldn't say I hated it. I think I hated it once I got to really reflect on what I was streaming, what I was doing, but it wasn't as fun as I imagined it being. I remember it being. And it goes to a bigger problem I have. Oh no, I forgot that's what big spruce trees do. I mean, I guess this is a supply of podstole. I need to get a silk touch shovel. Actually, wait, does this? I know it just drops dirt, huh? Shit. But shit. You know, I just went live and I just didn't enjoy it like how I used to. And I realized just that I don't like putting myself out there online. I'm not going to get too into detail with how my music ventures have gone. For all I know, everyone who's watching this right now probably knows me not as a content creator, but as like their friend or like old friend, you know, and know my music, know what I do. But I've taken a hiatus from music and promo like all this year because I got burnt out and I learned how to play the internet game, which eventually led me to doing, you know, playing the real life game, doing shows, performing, and meeting people, getting connections. I almost fucking went on tour at the end of last year. Like, I almost went on like an East Coast tour throughout East Coast tour throughout all the East Coast of like America. Like, oh my god, what the hell? Get it back in blood, bitch. Yeah. Oh, I don't like the Enderman noises. I haven't played with Minecraft sound on in a while. Oh, I don't like it. But yeah, I just didn't enjoy being out there online. It's so, maybe I'm just really paranoid, which like is a true statement. You know, I've dealt with paranoia and like anxiety since I was young. You know, I have anxiety, whatever. And it's really unfortunate, you know, because there's like days where I'll be in the shower and I'll like start thinking about like my future. Sometimes I like to just like pretend. I've had a very vivid imagination since a child. I like playing pretend. You know, when I'm in the shower and I get out of the shower, sometimes I like pretend to be like doing like getting ready with me. Maybe I shouldn't be admitting this on YouTube. Oh fuck. See, it's shit like that. The anything is like haha self-report. Anything could be like, oh, that's fucking cringe, and maybe I should stop caring. Which for the most part I do. That's why I avoid it. But it's just so sad. Something like this has been a goal and dream of mine as like even when it stopped becoming like the main dream of mine and music took over that. It was always a side thing I wanted to do. I always wanted to build a community. I always wanted to have people. I always wanted to build a sort of camaraderie with my fandom and people who fucked with me and stuff, you know? That's how I got into Twitch streaming, was that I was 13 years old and I went to go look at Dokkan Battle on Twitch, and I met a bunch of friends who I'm still close with to this day, you know? And I always wanted that. And I guess it's all a part of growing up, but it's kind of sad to see I heard that zombie. Is he in the cave that's underneath here? Ah, it sucks. But it's just so sad to realize that this wasn't what I really wanted / was, I guess, meant to do. I think maybe at some point when I grow up, can I even say that when I'm 20? Yeah, I can. Life is all about growing. Everyone's always growing. You don't just stop growing once you hit 20. Or once you hit 25 and my frontal cortex finishes developing. You don't just stop growing. But it's always been like a sub goal of mine to do this, and watching people like Rekrab, which I know Rekrab's older than I am. I know he's older than I am, but a lot of the people in like COVID who blew up doing Minecraft content, I'm using that as an example because that's, I think, what's the most relevant thing on my mind right now is like the Minecraft content. But they were all like my age, like Tommy In It was like 16. And like shit, I got into a bunch of artists around that point in time. I got into like Hyperpop, and that's how I discovered Glaive. And like Glaive is the same age as me, and he's way more successful. But I see the strain it puts on these people, and how the people who were watching Tommy weren't older, weren't younger. He didn't cater to a younger audience, catered to an audience that was his age. And being a teenager is weird, and having a teenage audience is weird, and people got really fucking weirdly attached to that. And I think that's just a fear of mine, is that parasocial stuff. I wouldn't even say it's like a fear, it just makes me feel weird. Maybe you can say, oh, that is fear, you fucking pussy, but if it is one, then it is one. If it is one, then it is one, and if it's not, then yay, it's not. It makes me sad. It makes me sad, and I know that's, well, welcome to life, not everything is what it seems, but I hope one day I could enjoy this, when I'm older, when I get satisfied with my music career. Because despite it all, much as I am consumed by fear, and I've wanted to come back from music way earlier, and I took my hiatus starting in January. I thought I was gonna be ready to come back by the start of the summer, but I wasn't, and I'm still not ready. And I hope that sometime in the future, when I'm older and when maybe I'm wiser, I'm more content with where I am in life, content with my career, that I can do YouTube and enjoy it and not have all these irrational fears rot my brain, and not feel dissatisfied or disappointed by what one of my side dreams has become, I don't think I put it in the best words possible. if I was talking to my friends, I could use better terms for it, because they know me. And it is, I'm talking to a friend, not the internet. No one's ever gonna see this video. I mean, that's not how the internet works, but you know, this is a channel dedicated to an ARG I was doing, and then now it's just, this is too meta. Goodbye.